My name is Anna. I'm 26 years old, and 5 weeks ago my mother died. I thought that was the worst thing that could ever happen to me, but it wasn't. The real pain came after. After the flowers wilted. After the phone stopped ringing. After everyone else moved on, and I was left alone with her memory. It started at the funeral. I noticed him the moment I walked in. A man standing at the very back of the room, wearing a dark suit, perfectly still, staring straight at me. He wasn't crying. He wasn't praying. He didn't even glance at the casket. Just me. I thought maybe he was a coworker, or someone from her past I'd forgotten. But then, after the service, when everyone else was hugging and whispering, he waited until I was completely alone. Then he approached me. Calm. Confident. Like he belonged there. Are you Anna? He asked. Yes, I said slowly. He looked at me with a soft smile. I'm sorry for your loss. Your mother was an incredible woman. Did you know her? I asked. His answer froze my blood. Yes, he said. I was her husband. I stared at him, thinking I'd misheard. Her what? He nodded slowly. Her husband. We got married in 2009. I let out a confused, nervous laugh. No, I think you're mistaking her for someone else. My mom, she was married to my dad. Once. A long time ago. She never remarried. He looked me straight in the eye. She didn't tell you about me? The way he said it made my chest tighten. She didn't tell me a lot of things, I whispered. He reached into his jacket and pulled out an envelope. I didn't come here to cause trouble, he said. I just thought you deserved to know. I took it from his hand with trembling fingers. Inside were photographs. My mom. Smiling. Laughing. In a white dress. At a wedding. Not hers and my dad's wedding. A different one. Next to this man. Holding his hand. Kissing him. And then. A boy. A teenage boy. Maybe 15. With my mom's eyes. With my eyes. I couldn't speak. She told me her family died in a fire, he said quietly. She said she had no one left. I couldn't breathe. My knees felt weak, like the floor might swallow me. I stared at the photo of the boy again. His jawline. The curve of his nose. It was like looking at an alternate version of myself. You're lying, I said, though my voice shook too much to sound convincing. I wish I were, he said gently. I looked at him. At this stranger who claimed to be my mother's husband. How long? I asked. How long were you together? 16 years, he said. She was with me until the day she died. I felt like throwing up. That couldn't be true. My mom lived with me. I took care of her. I drove her to the hospital. I was the one holding her hand when she died. She spent half her time with me, he continued. And the other half, well, she always said she needed space. I thought maybe she had a second job, or health issues she didn't want to talk about. He looked down. I never imagined she had another life. Another life. That phrase echoed in my skull like a scream. 2 houses. 2 families. 2 children. And somehow she kept it all hidden. Until now. I went home that night and ripped her closet apart. I don't even know what I was looking for. Proof she was lying or proof she wasn't. Anything that would make it make sense. In the back of the top shelf, tucked behind an old winter coat, I found a small locked box. It wasn't locked with a key, just one of those cheap combination ones. 3 digits. My birthday worked. Inside were things I wasn't supposed to see. 2 passports. One in her real name. One under a fake identity. Plane tickets. Receipts from a different city, the one she always claimed to hate. Hotel keys. Love letters. Dozens of them. Some signed Mark. Some signed E. Her handwriting on every envelope. And then the hardest part. Photos of the boy. From a toddler to a teenager. First day of school. Christmas. A birthday party. She had a whole other child. A son she never told me about. A life she chose to keep in a box. And suddenly I wasn't grieving a person anymore. I was grieving an illusion. The next day I found him. Ethan. The boy from the photos. He was sitting on a park bench, headphones on, sketching something in a notebook. He looked up when I approached, surprise flickering in his eyes. Are you Anna? He asked, his voice cautious. I nodded, unsure what else to say. We talked for hours about our mom, about the years she kept us apart, about the memories we never shared. He told me stories I'd never heard, vacations, family dinners, birthdays. And I realized something terrible. She lived 2 lives, 2 families, 2 homes, 2 loves. And somehow she loved us both. But at what cost? We were strangers who shared a mother. 2 halves of a broken whole. As the sun set, Ethan looked at me and said, "Do you think she was happy?" I didn't know how to answer. Because maybe she was running. From something. From herself. Or maybe she just didn't know how to choose. A week later, I found a letter hidden in one of her old books. The handwriting was shaky but unmistakably hers. "Dear Anna," it began. "If you're reading this, it means I'm gone. There's so much I never told you, so many reasons I chose silence over truth. I had to protect you and Ethan from a past too painful to share. Your father and I lost everything in that fire. I thought I was alone. But then I met Mark and we tried to rebuild. I wanted to live a normal life with both of you. But I was afraid it would tear everything apart. I never wanted to hurt you. I never stopped loving you. Please forgive me for the secrets. I hope you and Ethan can find each other. And maybe in time find a family again. With all my love. Mom." I dropped the letter, tears blurring my vision. For the first time I understood. She wasn't perfect. She was human. Broken. Trying. And maybe that was the most painful truth of all. After reading the letter, something inside me shifted. I realized that despite all the lies and secrets, my mom's love was real, messy, complicated but real. Ethan and I started talking more often. We shared memories, photos, and slowly built a connection that had been stolen from us. It wasn't easy. There was anger, confusion, and heartbreak. But there was also hope. Hope that broken families can heal. That love can survive even the deepest secrets. And that sometimes understanding is the greatest gift we can give each other. This story isn't just about loss. It's about finding light in the darkest places. About learning that family isn't always perfect, but it's ours. And no matter what, love always finds a way. Thank you for listening to my story. If you ever feel lost or alone, remember, you're not. There's always someone out there who understands.